I'm Mr. Barham, and I'm gonna be real with you. I just got married, so I'm gonna give you a test, and it's gonna be hard. Alright, question 1. What is a shekel? Meredith.
Oh yeah, isn't that the currency and the ancient unit of weight?
Alright, Leanne.
Yes.
When and where was the term shekel first used?
Can I call a friend?
Alright, one lifeline. Call a friend.
Italy. The first usage of the term shekel came from Mesopotamia around 3000 BC.
Okay, and what is subsistence farming? Italy.
It's when you make enough food to feed yourself and your family.
Alright. Now, who was the rising nation states?
Oh, I know that one. It was Spain, Portugal, France, Great Britain, and the Netherlands.
Well, darn, that was cool. You got it right. Number 2, again. Who started the financial pole projects such as wars and infrastructure? Leanne.
That was Mr. Amschel Mayer Rothschild.
Extra credit. What company does the Rothschild own?
Rothschild Company?
No, it's a bank. Next question. Who was the first economist? Italy.
You have to specify who you're talking to, Barham. Scotsman Adam Smith.
Okay, and what did he inspire? Meredith.
Physiocracy and mercantilism.
Okay, and who argued for stronger control of the markets by the state? Leanne.
What?
Who argued for stronger control of the markets by the state?
John Maynard Keynes.
What was the new form of economy?
Hey, baby! Hi! Oh, man!
First.
Get out of my rooms, you hippie! Italy. What was the new form of economy?
Mass consumption economy.
Okay, you passed the test. Was it hard enough?
No, harder.
You're sounding.
That's way too high. Oh, yeah, I'm not paying that. Let's go. Yeah, I'm leaving. I guess I'll have to lower the prices. 7 cents? That's a great price. I'll take this. Hey, Susie, you should come look at this price.
Oh my gosh, I want it!
It's mine, sorry. Why did I lower it to 7 cents? I didn't make any profit. I guess I'll have to raise it. $50. I guess I'll take it. Thank you. Woo! I actually profited it, and the supply is the same as the demand. Equilibrium.
This graph represents supply and demand, and in it, supply would be the producer or large companies, and the demand would be the consumer. So what that really means is that the demand, people are looking for more quantity at a lower price, and the companies are looking for more quantity at a higher price. So a lot of this relies heavily on the companies because the consumers don't have control over the prices. So the companies have to set the price and quantity of a product at the amount that would be appropriate to the demand of the product. And when it's at the right amount, that is called equilibrium.
This is The GDP has gone up from 16 trillion to 18 trillion.
What's that mean?
Well, GDP is how we measure the economy, so this means that our economy is expanding.
Oh, that's awesome. Keep up the good work. What's wrong?
Our economy's GDP has gone from 18 trillion back to 3 trillion. This is terrible.
Did you calculate in the second-hand sales?
Of course not. They don't count.
Aw.
So economics is the study of people and choices. An economy or economic system consists of production, distribution, or trade, and the consumption of limited goods and services produced by different agents in a given geographical location. And so now that we know what an economy is, how do we measure the economy? There's this thing called GDP. It stands for Gross Domestic Product, and it's basically the measure of a nation's total economic activity. And in simpler terms, it's the total value in dollars of all the final goods and services produced in a country during a single year. And when you calculate GDP, you exclude secondhand sales because usually they're not involved in production. And so how do we read the GDP? If the GDP is high, that means the economy is expanding, which is good. And if the GDP is low, then that means the economy is declining. And some other things that GDP tells us: it measures the standard of living, which is basically the quality of life based on the possession of necessities and luxuries to make our lives easier. And it measures quantity, not quality. But do keep in mind that it doesn't mean economists do not pay attention to quality. And that's GDP.
I'm going to dump this waste into the river and no one can stop me.
But wait, you can't do that. The government placed regulations specifically preventing that kind of action. If anyone finds out you'll do this, we'll sue. No, your company will be shut down. We have standards, you know. This is a threat to public health, safety, welfare, and well-being.
Touche! Let's sabotage that competing company.
But you can't do that!
Why not?
Because the government encourages fair competition, and besides that has to be enough competition to keep the prices low and quality of products high. That's what we think for the best of people and under the contract of the government.
There are two ways the government regulates the economy. The first way is through economic regulation. Economic regulation refers to the rules that limit who can enter a business, such as entry controls, and what prices they may charge, price controls. And the government makes sure that there's enough competition to keep prices low and the quality of products high. And by regulating and controlling these private enterprises with contracts, they ensure that businesses serve the best interest of the people as a whole and that there's fair competition between businesses. And the second way the government regulates the economy is through social regulation. And social regulation refers to the broad category of rules governing how any business or individual carries out their actions and activities, and of course with a view to correcting one or more so-called market failures. And what a market failure is, it's a situation in which the allocation of goods and services is not efficient. And if it's not efficient, the government usually responds to this by setting standards for, say, emissions, or by even requiring that the firms use specific technologies to prevent these issues from happening again. And there you have it.
Hey, I'm Cletus. What are you fishing for?
Oh, I'm just here fishing for tuna. There's so many out there. I'm gonna make such a good profit from this.
That's nice to know.
See ya.
Oh wow, I'm catching a lot of fish today. I should sell this at the market for common market value. And I should call my friend John and tell him about this tuna. Hey John, if you aren't busy tomorrow, you should come fishing with me. I'm catching loads of tuna. I would love to.
Go.
John, I didn't know you were inviting all these people.
Well, I figured everyone should get a part in these common resources.
If you say so. Hey, John, I'm not catching anything today. What about you?
No, nothing.
I think that we fished so much and used up all of our resources and never replaced them that now the tuna are gone.
Yeah, this is a tragedy of the commons. All our common pool resources or tuna was overused.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about natural resources that our economy depends on for growth. First of all, money is everywhere, and nature has what's called a productive value, which helps us make things that we don't use every day and that we can't make. And common pool resources are resources that anyone can tap into or exploit, such as like fish in the ocean. And whenever the common pool resources are overused and not replaced, it's called tragedy of the commons. And basically, we just have to start putting a price on nature so that it doesn't get damaged by businesses. And carbon markets or green markets are what basically the attempt to put that value on natural resources. And so if you were to increase the price of CO2, you can decrease tax prices, which would really like help out our economy a lot. And then yeah.
Getting so burned. I'm sick of it, and I keep getting so burned. I'm sick of it, baby. I love the way you move. Baby, I love the way you groove. Said you love me, baby. Baby, I love the way you move. Baby, I love the way you groove. Baby, I love the way you move. Baby, I love the way you groove. Oh, you said you love me, baby.